Hello and welcome to the Runner's Mindset Program, day 9. I'm just going to remove this now. And today's session and activity is all about breathing. And so I thought I'd take the opportunity to just remind us and remind everybody to make sure that when you're out running, not recommend you wear it all the time, but if you do actually meet people on a run, then make sure you have a method of covering your mouth and your nose. And a buff like this just serves ideal purpose. So hope you're keeping safe and healthy and enjoying this program so far. So today is all about breathing, and breathing is such an important part of our lives as runners. Every breath brings us energy, and our exercising muscles rely on oxygen to create energy, and so we're completely dependent. It's like you can hold your breath for a while, but not for long. And so it's just such an important part of our lives as runners. And because breathing is automatic, then we're not always conscious of it. And so this session is going to really be a chance to connect with a conscious connection with breathing and how to breathe, not only how to breathe, but also how important breathing is, and also giving thanks for the opportunity to breathe too. And we're not going to obsess about, I know I've seen some running videos that really get obsessive about breathing, but we're not going to go into heavy details, just really want you to get connected and just kind of recognize the importance of our ability to breathe. And also how good it feels too. It just, I don't know about you, but it just takes me to a really nice place. It's just so good to feel my airways clear and clean. And we're fortunate that we live here in Estes Park, and we're surrounded by clean, clear air. And that's not, I know, the case for a lot of people. But hope you're, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this session. So some useful guidelines to start with, and we've already kind of touched on this with breathing that we've done in the sessions so far, but it's really important to really kind of focus in and get attached to your belly. It's just such an important part of our body, but we don't often love our bellies. That's I know that's a difficult thing for many people, but our bellies are kind of really functional in terms of our breathing and our ability to breathe. So, breathing needs to come from our belly, from our diaphragm, and so just take a moment to just take a nice, slow, deep breath and just really kind of just feel your belly. As it expands and contracts, and that really helps us to breathe. So I think a lot of people think about breathing being from here, from the top part of our chest, and yes, it's important that we fill these lungs. Our mechanism to help us do that comes from lower down. And something else that's important here is that you need to exhale relatively forcefully. So it's, in this sense then, it's the exhale that determines what you're going to inhale. So so the exhale is a really important part and a good thing to focus on for us as runners. I think we often tend to focus on the inhale because that's giving us oxygen in, but we need to focus on the exhale to get rid of the CO2, which of course is actually relatively poisonous to us, at least in excess. So a good thing to be conscious of, if you can do this, is to think about coordinating your breathing with your strides. So your stride rate. So when you're running easily, so nice conversational pace, so a typical easy long run, then your breath in would be 3 strides and your breath out will be 3 strides. So it's 3 in, 3 out. Yeah. And again, focusing on the exhale portion of your breathing. And so it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And this is assuming, of course, that your stride rate is relatively high. So if you have a low stride rate, a low cadence, then that might be more difficult to synchronize your breathing in that sense. And then if you're maybe going uphill or perhaps doing a faster tempo run, then you get to a 2 in, 2 out. So 2 strides in, 2 strides out in terms of breathing. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 1, 2. And so again, if your stride rate is slower, then that might be a little trickier to get synced up. But it may be something that you're doing already, but you're just not conscious of it. So it's a good opportunity to actually think about this and get connected with it. And our friend Sage Canaday, who's a really great, I think, 3-time OTQ, World Mountain Running Champion, US Mountain Running Champion, I think at least once, that he recommends every now and then like a full exhale. So just a complete when you're on a run. Yeah. And the idea there is just to completely expel any residual CO2 in your system. Okay, so enough talking. Let's move on to some actions. So as usual, going to make sure you're in a place you hopefully know you're not going to be disturbed, and make sure your phone ring is turned off, and just settle into a favorite chair or a sofa or space on the floor, maybe your bed. And then I'm going to assume you're ready to roll. If you need more time, then pause this video, but otherwise we'll just roll on. So we're going to start as usual with 3 big, deep belly breaths. But really, I want you to really focus today on the exhale part. And then just let your breathing now return to normal. And as you do that, then just allow your eyes to gently close and start to relax now. And as you start to relax, then just feel the tension just ease in your body, and just be aware of your body as it sinks into the chair or the sofa or the floor or the bed underneath you. And then turn your attention to your breathing. So just count each in breath as 1, each out breath as 1, count up to 10, and then start over again. And we're going to cycle through that 4 times, counting up to 10, and then start over again. And now I'd just like you to spend just a short period of time just giving thanks for your ability to breathe. So be grateful for your ability to breathe and to be alive. And now I'd like you to think about your last long, easy run. And just think about how your breathing felt on this run. And just spend a little bit of time to connect with being conscious about your breathing and how your breathing felt, kind of what your breathing rate was. How deep were you breathing? Do you remember exhaling? Or did the breathing just happen? So really get connected and just be aware of how your breathing felt as deeply as you can. Now imagine you're on the same run, but you're now really connected with your breathing. And just think about exhaling forcefully, or a little bit more forcefully than you did when you did run. And just imagine how that would feel. And just notice what an impact it has on your running. And then just do the same thing, but focusing on the inhale now. So just focus and just be aware of reaching deeper, a little bit deeper into your belly, into your stomach. Again, still running easy, but just notice how just changing, focusing your breathing and being aware and conscious of your breathing. Just notice what a difference it makes to be able to reach down just that little bit deeper into your belly. And now I'd like you to think about oxygen reaching around your body. So with every breath you take in, then oxygen transfer happens in your lungs and transfer to the bloodstream, and then your bloodstream passes it around to every part of your body, all the exercising muscles. So just think about the oxygen just reaching out around your body. And what I found helpful is to just think of it for the first breath, just getting into the bloodstream and just starting around the upper body. But then with the next breath, that it gets a little bit further out into the body. And with the next breath, a little bit further, and so on, until I can imagine it going all the way down to my toes and my fingers. And now the last part of this activity is I'd just like you to spend a little time giving thanks to your parents who created your life and gave you this opportunity to breathe. And then bring your attention back to your breathing again. So we're going to take 3 big deep belly breaths and really reach down and fill your lungs up, but from your belly. And then let your breathing return to normal, and as you do that, then just allow your eyes to gently open and start to move. Maybe take a stretch as you bring your attention back into the room or wherever you are at this moment. So congratulations on completing day 9. Really hope you enjoyed that journey into breathing, and that it's really going to help your running from now onwards. It's great to be conscious of our breathing, I think, on a regular basis. So make sure to make any notes in your workbook. If you haven't got your workbook to hand, then make sure to get hold of it. This is the best time after this activity is finished to make any notes that you thought of or popped into your imagination during the session. And thank you so much for being a part of this program. Really enjoying working through the sessions with you, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 10. And in the meantime, breathing is magic, gives us energy. Thank you so much. Take care and happy running.